If there is a God, he's a great mathematician. A physical law must possess mathematical beauty. God used beautiful mathematics in creating the world. Pick a flower on Earth, and you move the farthest star. There are always more people who prefer to speak than to listen. Scientific progress is measured in units of courage, not intelligence. Paul Dirac quote, "God used beautiful mathematics in creating the world." It is more important to have beauty in one's equations than to have them fit experiment. Living is worthwhile if one can contribute in some small way to this endless chain of progress. Magic numbers. Can math's equations be beautiful? A theory with mathematical beauty is more likely to be correct than an ugly one that fits some experimental data. I consider that I understand an equation when I can predict the properties of its solutions without actually solving it. The measure of greatness in a scientific idea is the extent to which it stimulates thought and opens up new lines of research. If we are honest, and scientists have to be, we must admit that religion is a jumble of false assertions, with no basis in reality. Mathematics is the tool specially suited for dealing with abstract concepts of any kind, and there is no limit to its power in this field. As time goes on, it becomes increasingly evident that the rules which the mathematician finds interesting are the same as those which nature has chosen. One could perhaps describe the situation by saying that God is a mathematician of a very high order, and he used very advanced mathematics in constructing the universe. The aim of science is to make difficult things understandable in a simpler way. The aim of poetry is to state simple things in an incomprehensible way. The two are incompatible. A termination of one's life is necessary in the scheme of things to provide a logical reason for unselfishness. The fact that there is an end to one's life compels one to take an interest in things that will continue to live after one is dead. I should like to suggest to you that the cause of all the economic troubles is that we have an economic system which tries to maintain an equality of value between two things, which it would be better to recognize from the beginning as of unequal value. The fundamental laws necessary for the mathematical treatment of a large part of physics and the whole of chemistry are thus completely known, and the difficulty lies only in the fact that application of these laws leads to equations that are too complex to be solved. When Erwin Schrödinger went to the Solvay conferences in Brussels, he would walk from the station to the hotel where the delegates stayed, carrying all his luggage in a rucksack and looking so like a tramp that it needed a great deal of argument at the reception desk before he could claim a room. What makes the theory of relativity so acceptable to physicists, in spite of its going against the principle of simplicity, is its great mathematical beauty. This is a quality which cannot be defined, any more than beauty in art can be defined, but which people who study mathematics usually have no difficulty in appreciating. I do not see how a man can work on the frontiers of physics and write poetry at the same time. They are in opposition. In science, you want to say something that nobody knew before, in words which everyone can understand. In poetry, you are bound to say something that everyone knows already in words that nobody can understand. I found the best ideas usually came, not when one was actively striving for them, but when one was in a more relaxed state. I used to take long solitary walks on Sundays, during which I tended to review the current situation in a leisurely way. Such occasions often proved fruitful, even though, or perhaps because, the primary purpose of the walk was relaxation and not research. If you are receptive and humble, mathematics will lead you by the hand. Again and again, when I have been at a loss how to proceed, I have just had to wait until I have felt the mathematics led me by the hand. It has led me along an unexpected path, a path where new vistas open up, a path leading to new territory, where one can set up a base of operations, from which one can survey the surroundings and plan future progress. The physicist, in his study of natural phenomena, has two methods of making progress. 1. The method of experiment and observation, and 2. The method of mathematical reasoning. The former is just the collection of selected data. The latter enables one to infer results about experiments that have not been performed. There is no logical reason why the second method should be possible at all, but one has found in practice that it does work and meets with reasonable success.